Well, as the title says, I'm happy that there is a shutdown. Yes, I am. And I'm watching the news today, and they're playing the blaming game. I'm going online, and I'm purposely looking for video content on YouTube that talks about this government shutdown. And there's the normal banter. It's the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. The fact of the matter is, we should not be importing more migrants into this country until the citizens themselves are financially able to care for these migrants. Now, I'm calling them migrants, but we all know many of them are illegals. I cannot give to charity out of every paycheck, mandated by law, by the way, through my tax dollars. Taxes are just taken from us and then distributed to other folks. We need to make sure Americans are well off first and Americans are employed first before we welcome in others to help them out. I am tired, as well as many of my viewers, of my tax dollars going to support people who come into this country with no intention of assimilating, meaning becoming an American. And if they do become American, they're really not assimilating. They're refusing to learn our language. They're only voting for their nationality, regardless of content or anything. They're just voting in their nationality just so they get into office. You get freaking people from Iran, they refuse to vote for anybody unless they're Middle Eastern, regardless of their political stance. They come in here, and by law, our tax dollars are taken from us and given to them to support them. We should not be importing people. And importing is the wrong word. We should not let people come in here until we're taken care of, one. Two, they should have something to offer as far as a skill set, a way of supporting themselves. They shouldn't show up on our beaches, on our shorelines, with their hands out. I'm sorry. That is wrong. I was taught, you go over to somebody's house for dinner, you bring something with you. In this case, I wish they just bring a skill set, but most of these people couldn't make it in their own country. And in those countries, they don't have the generous welfare system that this country has, because those countries will not tolerate this. You either work, Darwin, what is it, Darwin? Who was it? It says only the strong should survive or will survive. Was it Darwin? I'm not sure. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a freaking scholar, but I think it was Darwin. It said something that the strong should survive and only the strong should survive. That way the species repropriates and grows. The weak will die off. That way the species remains strong. Their governments know that. We take them in. Our government lies to us and pretends it's all because it's the right thing to do. It's what Jesus would do. That's not why they're letting them in. The Democrats are losing Democrat voters. More and more Democrats are becoming Republican voters. When's the last time you heard a Republican changing party affiliation to a Democrat? You've never heard of it. But you occasionally hear of the Democrats changing over to a Republican. I'll say it again. The Democrats are losing voters, and they know their party is about to go extinct. And therefore, they're importing people who rely on government for their food, their housing, and their clothing. They rely on them, so these are the people we need. It's like a drug dealer. You get them dependent on you. You give them what they need, and then they're dependent on you. That's how it works, folks. Anyway, you folks have a great day. I'm glad there's a shutdown. It's not Trump's fault. And by the way, when I bash the Republicans or I bash the Democrats, I bash actually the Democrats more, I'll admit it. But I'm not a Republican. Just a little clue for you. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat either. So I think I can look in on the subject matter with a little bit more clarity and a little less bias. I urge you all to get out of the matrix and stop choosing a team. You are better than that. You don't need a team. What has the team done for you lately? Nothing. Take care. I appreciate a thumbs up if you approve of this message.